This is a tough issue. It's a tough issue because good people don't agree. Good people don't see the issue the same way. But we cannot lose sight of the fact that so many of the reforms that we will be voting on to guarantee a safe haven, can guarantee a safe experience, a common camaraderie. They're all parts of a big plan for change. And what we're debating today is one small portion of that. Not small in the sense of impact, but we need to make sure that we reward all of the great work that the committee has done, the great work that's been done with the leadership of Senator McCaskill from the great state of Missouri, and the commitment that this body is making today in a very unified way to change the outcome. And so I just want to spend a moment with that in mind, talking about how I came to my decision to support the Gillibrand Amendment. I want to first talk about my experience. I'm probably one of the few people in this body who has actually sat across a table, and as somebody who had the power to make the decision on whether we were going to, in fact, pursue a prosecution and have that discussion. And I know that's a shared experience that I have with Senator McCaskill, and those are experiences we'll never forget. The damage that is done so often when people are victims of sexual assault, beyond other kinds and other forms of physical assault. The power and the responsibility. And so I recognize the great need that we have to deal with this issue. I recognize the great need that we have to have professionals make the decision. And the bottom line for me was, if someone came and you suspected an appendicitis, you wouldn't ask the commanding officer to make the decision for the doctor. And what I'm suggesting today, that these are very difficult decisions on whether you're going to pursue or decline a prosecution, and they should be made by people who are trained. And there should be a whole system, as we have seen in the civil side, a whole system of support. Frequently we talk about, back in the 80s and the 90s, as we were moving through these same questions in the civil courts, we talked about not re-victimizing the victim. And I think what you're hearing today is story upon story where victims of sexual assault in the military feel not only let down, but they feel re-victimized. And so I want to just very quickly go through a couple of the points that we've heard over and over again, which is that this change in the Gillibrand Amendment would affect good order and discipline in the military. And I've heard this from many of the good military leaders who have come to my office to talk about this problem, that they need this authority, this specific convening authority, because their orders will fall on deaf ears or their leadership will be questioned. I'm not an expert in leadership, but I have to tell you, do we really believe that that sort of authority is truly essential to being someone that the troops will follow? Someone who demands respect, who inspires devotion, or truly will stand and fight side by side no matter what the cost? And the conclusion that I make is that I don't think so. Because when I talk to our brave veterans in North Dakota, or our non-commissioned officers who lead our service members every single day, that's not what I hear. I hear, I knew he'd do the same for me. Not, well, he has convening authority. That's what I believe inspires and maintains good order and discipline, the shared values of the mission, of trust, of concern and respect. I also have heard great reforms, especially in the Air Force, which is, we have a special relationship in North Dakota to the Air Force, having 2 air bases. And the Air Force, JAG came in and told me about the new process and the new procedures, and impressed upon me this great opportunity that they had taken now for change. And I said one thing. I said, it's too late. It's too late to expect that we are going to believe it this time. The old adage, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We're at that point now where something very dramatic needs to happen in order to send the very important message that you matter, and this behavior does not reflect behavior that is becoming of our troops, of our country, and the people who step up to serve our country. And so progress that's been made doesn't go far enough. I think it's time to boldly act and step up for people who serve, who stepped up bravely and said, what can I do, no matter the cost or the sacrifice? And knowing the hardship they will endure and the distance from home and family, that love and care for them, that they may go when they go, that our military says, I'm yours. I will go and do whatever I need to do, whatever you tell me to protect our values and to protect our way of life. It seems a small thing to do everything that we can do to protect those who protect us. And the time has come. The time is to address this, to send a strong and important message to our volunteer service that we will not tolerate this, and that we will put this decision in the hands of the people who are best equipped to make this important decision, and that is the prosecutors.